Hello everybody, Joseph is here back with another video for Money Mentality. And in this video I want to talk about the 4 principles to attraction. Yeah, that's right, the 4 principles to attraction. If you've seen any of my other videos, I talk about the best way to try to find money making opportunities is to attract money instead of chasing money. So in this video I want to talk about the 4 principles to attraction, and that'll help you get to the money that you desire. All right, so here we go. And it should be in this order. The number 1 principle is branding. Yeah, that's right. You may have heard me say brands do business with other brands. And it's so true. When you become a brand, you have standards, you have principles, you have a certain identity. And people will want to be associated with that brand. So when you build a brand first, it's easier for people to seek you out instead of you having to go chase them. Number 2 is marketing. That's right, marketing. Once you build a brand, then you can go out there and market. So market is number 2. How do you market yourself? How do you set yourself apart? How do you differentiate yourself against everybody else that's trying to do what you're doing or that's already currently doing what you're doing? So the second principle is marketing. The third principle is networking. It is true. Your net worth is tied to your network. I'll say that one more time. Your net worth is tied to your net worth. If you notice that all the successful people in the world and all the financially successful people in the world, they all network with each other. That's how this stuff works. So you want to get good at networking. And then the last one is advertising. Advertising is very important. That is one of the best ways to get the word out about what you're doing, whether it's your business, whether it's your product, whether it's your service, if you're a painter, if you're an artist, if it's a nonprofit. No matter what you're trying to do, the best way to get your stuff out there is through networking. So you may say, Joe, okay, cool. So you're telling me that instead of chasing money, I can attract money by, number 1, building a brand. Number 2, getting good at marketing. Number 3, networking. And number 4, advertising. Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. But you may say, Joe, it can't be that simple. Like, I don't even know where to start. Okay, well, let me go into the psychology of why each of these are important and why you want to do them in that order. Okay, so the first one is branding. Like I said, branding. You want to build a brand. And this goes back to what separates you from somebody else. When you're a brand, you can be able to command whatever it is that you want. If you notice that the biggest brands in the world, I may have said this too, the biggest brands in the world, they don't chase you to buy their products and their services. You're attracted to them. You agree with what they agree with. So if you're the type of person that you like great service and you like high-end products, that is what they're going to try to provide to you is high-end service and high-end products. But if you're somebody that say, hey, you're really trying to get a bang for your buck and you want to go more on a quantity scale instead of a quality scales, you also have brands that are out there that will do the same thing. They know that they need to provide not necessarily the highest quality, but they know they need to provide a, a product or a service that meets your needs, that solve your problem, but that is also a very affordable, so that when it is affordable, you continue to go back and purchase that product or that service multiple times. That's the reason why Walmart has a strong dominance in the world. It's because uh, Walmart knows that more than 70% of the world lives paycheck to paycheck, and they know most people make less than $30,000 a year, and these people still need to survive. So what they do is that's why a lot of times you go Walmart, everything is low prices. That's how they get you to come in as low prices, because you're looking at it as, okay, why would I go to Publix or why would I go somewhere else and buy the same product when I can get this product at Walmart and buy 10 of these instead of buying 8 of the same product at Whole Foods or Publix or whatever other, higher end grocery store. And Walmart knows that. But at the same time, but but a part of that brand is that you're not gonna have great service. There are gonna be times where you're not gonna find what you need. You're gonna have long lines. You're gonna have to. So there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to deal with. Sometimes you go to Walmart. It may not be the cleanest place to go shop at. You know, you may have a hard time finding a cart. So there's a lot. There's a lot. You know, you may walk into Walmart. There may be an aisle spill. You never know. So there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to deal with when you go to Walmart, but it's a cheaper price. Publix, on the other hand, for those of you that don't know what Publix is it's kind of like a Walmart, but more of an upscale. So you know, it's usually cleaner, it's smaller, it's usually more friendly people. Their tagline is, you know, "What shopping is a pleasure." So it just depends on what you want, and also Whole Foods is the same thing. So you're gonna have, you know, so yeah, you're gonna pay more in prices, but it's gonna be a better shopping experience. Uh, you're gonna be able to talk to somebody if you need assistance with something. You know, yeah. The cart, you know, you're usually able to find a cart, and these are people that are more value conscious and more relationship building. You know, when it comes to you having a great shopping experience, whereas Walmart is more transactional. Walmart, the transaction is, hey, you come in, you need a certain product or you need a certain service, we gave it to you. Okay, cool, see you later. If you come back, great. If you don't, great. Publix is more, okay, you know, we're trying to have you repeat. We want you to have a great experience so that you come back. And most people, when they do have a great experience with a certain brand, they'll come back. So that's why branding is really more important, is because you want that person that experience your product or that service, you want them to come back for more. No, you don't want to have to chase them. If you had to chase people all day, every day to come buy your products and services, you wouldn't know what your cash, you wouldn't be able to anticipate cash flow. You wouldn't know if you would be able to pay your employees. You wouldn't know if you'd be able to pay your shareholders. And people wouldn't know, you know, their lifestyle would be unpredictable. So that's another thing with the whole thing about branding. But I have a couple of videos coming up talking about more about the importance of branding. But for this video, that's why you want to brand. The second thing is marketing. So you may say, well, why is not marketing ahead of branding? Well, my personal belief is that in order for you to market something effectively, you have to have a brand first. You have to have a what so that you can, you know, market it. So if you just go out there marketing, okay, well, what are you marketing? What is your brand? What is your industry? What do you do? How do you market what you do? If you don't know what you do, and if everybody else doesn't know what you do, how do you go about marketing what you do? So that's why branding is first. You got to build a brand first. Once you build a brand, then you can market those values appropriately. So that way, you know, your marketing becomes more engaging. It becomes more effective. That's how that works. So that's why, you know, marketing comes right after branding. And then right after marketing is networking, which this is a 10x multiplier. Who you know is very important. And like I said, people do business with brands. So what that means is by you building a brand, by you marketing effectively, it'll make it easier for you to network with people, and people will want to do business with you. But if you don't build a brand and you don't market yourself appropriately, when you do go try to network, it's usually going to be harder for you to network with the people that you really want to network with, because they're going to know, okay, what is your brand? They're going to know, okay, well, where have I seen you? Like, what are your results? What are you doing? Like, what makes me, the bigger question is, why should I network with you? What benefit am I going to get out of networking with you? What value am I going to get out of from networking with you? So that's why I say you want to brand first, then you want to get good at marketing, and then you network, because that makes the networking easier. If I'm a level 10 and you're a level 2, and you can't convince me on why I should network with you, I'm not going to want to network with you. You have to give me a convincing reason on why I would want to network with you. So that's why networking is important. But that's why if you build a brand first, as I mentioned previously, and then you market, then your networking is could be more powerful. And then last but not least is advertising. And the way advertising really works is advertising is like when you put gasoline on fire, it expands very far. And that's why if you notice that the quickest way for advertising to work is you got to have all three of those in alignment first. So once you build your brand, that allows you to market effectively. Once you market effectively, that allows you to network. And then once you have a network, your network can help you advertise. So you don't have to do all of it yourself. You guys are all on a part of a team. And then so when they network for you, and when it comes to, not when they network for you, when they advertise for you, when it's time to advertise, then you can do it vice versa. So you have a network in place to help you advertise. That's why you notice that a lot of times when you see these, when you see authors that's they're promoting their books, they have a network of people that's promoting their books. That's why it's easier for them to hit the New York Times bestsellers list. It's because they have these people that are advertising for them, but that's because they're part of their network, and that's because that's because they knew how to market effectively, and that's because they built a brand. If they didn't build no brand, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure you guys really get this in this video. If they didn't brand themselves accordingly, if they didn't market themselves accordingly, and if they didn't network accordingly, then when it came for them to advertise their product or their service, it didn't really work. So those are the 4 principles to attraction. I'll go through it one more time. You want to build a brand first. Then once you build a brand, you want to get good at marketing that brand, telling everybody who you are, what you do, and why they should do business with you. Then once you get good at marketing that brand effectively, then you can go out and network and make the right partnerships. And you add value to them and they add value to you. That goes back to law of reciprocity. And then last but not least, it helps you advertise your product or your service when it comes time for promotion time. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Please leave your thoughts, comments, concerns, suggestions in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Simmons out.